Go ahead, Zilla. Go ahead.
I'll speak to three things. As far as gang culture, it's funny to hear people talk about it as if it's like, people just go out searching for it. In certain areas, man, you can't even go to school without getting beat up or robbed or people taking your clothes and your shoes off your feet just for walking down the street. So I understand some parts of America don't understand that, and it's cool. So when people talk about gang culture and protection, if you're only son, you ain't no protection. Your mama can't walk you to school every day. You feel me? Like people, it's just funny to hear people talk about gang culture. And I'm gonna move on from that. As far as protection, ladies, us as men, we don't be understanding the protection part that y'all actually do display, and I will agree with y'all on that. It's a reason why the men in the family are the last to learn any of the things that when it comes to pertaining to essay and abuse and all those things. There's a reason why the men are the last to know, because we are the ones that will come to your aid and do things that will put us behind bars, which will in fact, what I'm saying, it will make those women who are trying to protect us from ourselves in a way. And I understand that might be hard for a lot of y'all to understand, but I kind of said it backwards. But ultimately, there's a lot that women do to protect us, and I agree to that point. But that aside, those men who have put women in compromising situations in society, when it comes to holding them accountable, they don't necessarily get held accountable because all of us do. So we do understand that these men that are supposed to be in y'all lives to protect y'all and make y'all feel protected, they let y'all down. So therefore, we as black men reflect them. I understand that, but y'all gotta understand, to us, we lack the knowledge of the real impact of SA and y'all emotions and abuse and men in your life letting you down. Like, we as random men in society, unless we know about that personally, we're not going to be able to help you in that regard. So it's like y'all holding a lot of men in society accountable for things they have no knowledge about because they don't take part in it. So it's annoying to hear about it when you don't know nothing about it. And I know women, I'm trying to explain it in a way where y'all can understand it, but that's really what it comes down to when it comes to men with protection. Because I'm a father. If I pull over because a woman got a flat tire and I fix her tire and a car crash into me and kill me, but she lives, to my family, yeah, I lost my life helping this woman in a flat tire. But if they find out later on, man, she ain't even like black dudes, and this man risked his life for her and fixed her tire, it ain't gonna that variable gonna change, and we're gonna be upset all over again. So the conversation just needs to be steered to individuals being individuals and not having to represent everybody else in society. And that's what a lot of us men be talking about. I'm not talking about the men that's projecting negativity. I'm talking about the men in society, the majority of men who don't contribute to none of this. We don't want to hear it. We tired of it. We are protecting. It's our job to protect the women in our lives that we love, just like if any man protecting the women in his lives that he loves. That's how we protect. We can't go out here and save every woman in society just because she a damsel in distress. That ain't fair to us. We not supermen. We not superheroes. We all got one life. So your life ain't no better than mine. Why do I have to give my life for a woman who possibly don't respect me? That don't even make sense.
Right, but we're saying that to our the men in our life. I say that to my dad. I have these conversations with my sons. I have for sure. I have this with my significant other. I get where you're coming from, and let me make sure I say this. Like, um, not every woman don't have nobody. They have uncles and fathers and cousins and people who's going to protect them. We're just saying, like, we're not protected, for example, on the internet. Do y'all remember when that white guy got on there and he was talking about black? I ain't never, what he say? I ain't never seen a black woman that wasn't angry or some shit to that point, he said. And then you go in his comments, you have a lot of black men agreeing with him. We talking about shit like that. We not protected at all. Like he played the clip of, the black girl going against the Asian girl. I mean, and there was it was using it with his whole chest. Like I said, like Arizona got a culture there where the black men hate black women, right? So I get why his ideology is the way it is. However, we don't see the same we don't see that same energy when it comes to black women. Even if we did something positive for the black man, we don't get that same energy from y'all. But us, again, we will put our life on the line for y'all, and we don't get that back. And we'll put our, I ain't saying you got to know us personally. Like a lot of people didn't know George Floyd and he had his icks or whatever, but they was out there at the front line. A lot was black women. Leave, they
Real
didn't, they
quick.
weren't
So
going to work. They were doing a lot of stuff. They had their kids out there that was passing out waters. They was being EMTs. We don't get that in exchange. When a black woman get unalived, it is just that. We
so
don't
real
get
quick
that.
on the George Floyd thing, right? And you said because of the Tyrese Nicole, because he said something negative about black women, that's not your fight, and you don't really care about justice because he said something bad about a black woman. Is that correct?
Yeah, they put the boots back in the closet when that tweet came out. Now versus
So
George
can't you
Floyd,
say that? Hold
he
on,
had a
hold on.
white. Go ahead.
Oh, so he had some tweets, right? Correct. And he
Correct.
had a baby by a white
It
woman,
ain't
a
got
half
nothing to
white
do with the
baby.
baby. The baby black,
Hold,
the daddy black. It ain't got nothing to do with the
okay,
baby. It's
right.
the tweets. It's the tweets. You
But
missing the
based on the
point.
tweets that he said that he said negative about black women, that you will not march and you don't will not go for justice for him, correct?
Me personally, no, I would not.
But you would march for George Floyd, correct?
Well, they did march for George Floyd, and
Right.
I'm just saying,
And you would, right?
but
You would
listen,
want justice.
but listen, hear me out. But George Floyd didn't put out a tweet saying he hated
Hold
white
on.
women,
But you would march.
even though he hated
Hold
white
on, hold
women.
on. But you would march for George Floyd, correct? For justice. Yes?
Yes, a lot of yes, we did. Yep, we did.
So the black woman who pulled up the tweets for Tyrese Nichols because he said something bad about black women wouldn't march for him for justice or don't care about justice, but they marched for George Floyd, and George Floyd did a home invasion, kicked in the black woman's door, and pointed a pistol at her pregnant stomach and said vulgar things that I cannot repeat on TikTok
Didn't I
to a
say he
black
had some
woman.
icks? I said he had some icks. But this
Hold
is
on,
the
hold on, hold on,
thing.
hold on. You said he had some ick. I would say, me personally, maybe this is just me. I would say pointing a pistol at a black woman's stomach who is pregnant and he's saying things that I cannot repeat is a lot worse than saying some tweets on Twitter
Pull
that
up
can't harm nobody.
pull up the Rebel. Pull up the Tyree tweets and tell us what they said. If you
What do
can,
you think's
without
worse,
getting
man? What
censored.
do you think is worse? Some tweets on the internet or pointing a pistol at a pregnant woman's stomach?
Okay, that was one pregnant
No,
woman's
no, no, no,
stomach.
no, no, no. Answer the
Listen,
question.
hear me out. And I'm
What do
telling
you
you, I'm
think is
answering
what?
your
No, 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 no,
question.
no, 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 ma'am. What do you
Sir,
think is
I'm answering
worse?
your
Some
question.
tweets on Twitter or a man pointing a pistol at a
The
pregnant
tweets on
woman's
Twitter.
stomach?
The tweets on Twitter. And you
I'm
want me to
done.
tell you why? Because it went to thousands of women and it went to the universe about black women. There was one black woman that George Floyd did that fucked up shit too. But he did it to thousands of black women.
I
What
just
you do on this
honestly,
internet can follow you for the rest of your life.
I don't, when you think about it, when I think about even just his line of questioning of him asking you whether it's a tit for tat, it's all wrong. Justice should be served. It doesn't, see, and that's what I'm saying when it comes to empathy, it's putting yourself in someone else's shoes. I mean, it's not about, oh, I'm not gonna march for this one because he said that, and I'm not gonna. It's about some a life was lost, and there was an injustice that happened. And if there is someone who is going to fight for that justice, there should be. I don't care what his ideology was. The injustice is there, and it is everywhere to see. But because of some hurt feelings. He doesn't deserve justice. He doesn't deserve someone to be. He can no longer speak for himself, even though he might have hated my guts. I don't care if he didn't like me, but I am going to go for him having justice served because there was a grave injustice put upon this man. It's not about what he said about black women or what, and to me, this young man is, it's a trap for you. You see what I'm saying? It's just two wrongs don't make a right.
Well, you know
Also,
what?
he made up that shit out his ass because there's not a single piece of evidence that say George Floyd did any of what he's talking about. So, just a big clarification right there. Like he just made some shit up.
There's some propaganda that was put out, but
We need to just learn how to, where justice is, there was an injustice put upon a black man. I don't care if it was white. I don't care what color he was. If he was
Right.
murdered unjustly, everyone should go to the streets for that. Everyone should go to, I would want someone
I
to fight for
disagree.
justice for me.
I disagree. We don't even go to the streets when you little kids getting shot in our neighborhood.
That no,
So no,
yeah, and
I
absolutely
that's
not.
understand that.
crazy. He just really
I'm
threw
not
George
saying
Floyd
that.
under the bus like that.
I'm
That's
not,
really
He
What you
I'm
say,
not,
served
Shayna?
real quick. He's George Floyd served 4 years in prison after accepting a plea bargain for a 2007 aggravated robbery in a home invasion.
I will march for Trayvon Martin. I will march for the little boy that got shot in the park, Tamir Rice. Stuff like that.
Okay,
oh,
this
I I got it.
the point that LW is trying to make, and the point that Rebel is trying to make, and like LW, like both of you are saying and acknowledging that like it's conditional at the end of the day. So like it's so like for a lot of people it's conditional. So it's like okay, this happened to this black man, but we gonna do a background check on this black man. We gonna run his social media, and then we're gonna find out if we want to like if we want justice to be served, if we want to put our boots on and march for him or not. And like LW said, that is just I'm not gonna say it's wrong because I'm not gonna sit here and say, even though I'm not a woman, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I don't understand why if some stuff came out about somebody that they didn't know before, why they wouldn't want to change their mind. But it's kind of messed up that it's as conditional as it is. Like, this happened, but let's go find out if he really like us. This man just died and got his life taken by some police officers, but let's go find out let's go find out the bad stuff we can find about him. Let's go find out some bad stuff about his life. Like why are we even focused on that type of stuff when something like this just happened?
We get judged like that. Just like y'all be on, on social media saying like black women, they have the kids and they're not lovable. They're just recreational. So if we keep the same energy, it's cool when y'all do it, but when we do it, it's messed up like it's the end of the world. But y'all doing the same thing in the same, but just in a different way. Like
Real quick,
we only love conditional if we a virgin or we not married or we don't have kids or whatever the case may be. It's a condition thrown on it.
It's the
So
tit for
same
tat.
thing.
Tit for
so
tat.
real quick, just to make a long story short and a short story long, the whole point I was trying to drive home, it almost doesn't matter what the black man does in his past, right? With R. Kelly, he did all these heinous things. George Floyd, he did these heinous things. As long as he doesn't say something that black women see as bashing or negative, it almost does not matter what he does. Derek Jackson cheated on his wife several times. Black women just overlook it and ignore it. George Floyd put a pistol to a pregnant woman's stomach.
No, he didn't.
Overlook it. R. Kelly did all
No,
these
he didn't.
things. Overlook it. But as long as they don't say
No,
anything
they didn't.
negative or make a black woman feel some type of way, they ignore it.
I'm going to go as far as to say, even though your ideology is way over to the left from mine, if the police shot you down, I would hope that every black person on the planet will go out and march for you. So that's how far I take. Even though you bash black women left, right, and at every turn, I would not stop black people from going to the street to fight for justice for you. And just
Whoa.
like you said,
But that's almost like wish. Ain't that? Whoa, wait a minute.
you were listening. If you were listening to what
Oh
I said
Lord.
that even though I feel you bash black women, left, you say all kinds of disparaging things. In my my view and what I've heard from you, I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't tell black people don't support you because I wouldn't tell them, oh, well, he didn't like black women, or he said this about black women. You're on record saying disparaging things about black women. Even your whole uh what is it? Your whole inner coming into the panel was all about bashing young black women and their names and all kinds of things. But I would not stop them from fighting for justice for you if something terrible was to happen to you. I'm just saying that, and that's just across the board. Period.
Well,
If you had that in your mind, that's
but
how I feel
doesn't
about
that but that goes okay, so that goes without saying though. But it's almost like you wish death on someone by saying that, oh, if you
it.
go and
No,
die out in society today,
that
I
is
know
not
that's
what I
not what
said,
you, ma'am. I know that's not.
and
I
that's not what
understand
I
that,
mean.
but I know that's not what you mean. But it can be perceived that way, is what I'm saying. So to
And
illustrate
I'm
your
here to
point,
correct that.
to illustrate your point, I'm saying that we don't, none of us know what tomorrow brings, right? So
Nope.
obviously we will want people to, the people that we love, more importantly, I don't think I would be too worried about what society thought. I think the more people closer to me, I would wonder about them. Those are the people I really care about, right? So, ultimately it's not society's place to have a favorable opinion about me, right? So that's why I'm like, to use like, no, no, I'm not no, but let me not bring in this. But Rebel or myself, it's like to say, well, if you guys were to die, I just wouldn't tell. No, I would say that you guys said bad things and da 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 da. But at the end of the day, you should still march for them because they're not alive. And it's like, I get what you're saying, but in a way, it's almost like saying, hey, whenever the time comes for you to die, I just want people to celebrate that you're gone also. Because
That's not
because
what
you
I
did
said.
say some
And
stuff
to
that
me,
I'm
what you
I'm
just
talking about
did,
perception. I'm talking about
that was
perception.
gaslighting, sir. Sorry. That was
Oh my!
gaslighting. Not
I didn't
true.
even bring up that though. How is that gaslighting
What
when you brought up the fact
because
that if this
what
man lose his life, that somehow
you're stating
that's
a false.
compatible to society? Like, no,
No, not
we
even
can't do
close,
that.
sir.
You made the
Not even
ideology,
close.
not me. I just took it and ran with it.
Okay, well let me break it down, okay? What I'm saying to you is, as a woman, as a person, as a black individual, I personally do not believe that because of an individual's ideology against black women, even if it was a member of an extreme white racist group, I would not believe that he should not have justice sought out for him. Period. That goes for even individuals who I believe, and I would say rebel, and I don't know because you're kind of teeter totter on that edge there, but I'm not sure that I would still think that justice should be fought for the two of you, regardless of what your ideologies are. That's what I'm
Zilla,
saying.
I'm definitely marching for you, fam.
Hey, listen, I got LA marching with me. I got Denver marching with me. I got Vegas marching with
Rebel
me. I got
too.
Minnesota marching with me. So hey, it's okay. I feel
Rebel
Hey,
you, but
remind me of my sons when
I
we lived in Arizona. They didn't like they hated black women for a long time till they went to HBCU. I ain't gonna say hated, but they didn't look at them in a good light. They said they was all ghetto and all they do was twerk and they wigs look bad. They had this. They was living in Arizona when they went to that HBCU. Let me tell you, they whole ideology changed. Whole thing changed. Like I can even see myself with nobody different than a black woman now.
hey,
uh,
Kev, thank you.
yeah.
Let me drop you and bring up another black woman, okay?
All right, no problem, brother.
All right, appreciate you.
All right.
Rebel, do you have anything you want to say? I'm about to bring another black woman up here.
You want me to drop?
No, I said, do you? No, I just said, do you have
Oh,
anything?
okay. No, 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 no. I'm good on this one.
Oh, okay.